Let's put that genie back in the bottle.
Paints with the colors of the wind, bitch.
It's time for two finger point.
Power daddy.
Our shoes are in the pond.
Extra magic hours, which we in turn called extra tragic hours.
People called him the naked mole rat.
Did you really just two finger point?
Here are your hosts, Amber and Kylie.
Hey everyone, thanks for joining us this week on Two Finger Point. I'm Kylie.
I'm Amber.
And we're back for some good talk. Before we get started though, please, if you're not subscribed, hit the subscribe button so you can follow us each week as we get new episodes out. And if you wouldn't mind, if you're on YouTube, giving us a thumbs up, or if you're listening on a podcast, rate and review us. Let us know how we're doing, what you want to see. All right. So, Amber, what do we got on the news section?
All right. So this week, Disney dropped their Pride collection. And we took a look at it this week before the pod, and we threw up a reel for you guys on Instagram. So if you guys want to kind of check out some of the stuff, we did a little bit of a rating on some of the stuff that we saw and kind of what we thought about it. But we'll do some here too as well. Kylie, I know you kind of saw this merch drop a little bit before me. Do you want to kind of explain some of the merch?
Yeah, it's very campy. And the word that comes to mind for me is whimsical. There's just a lot of bright colors and fun lines from an artistic point of view. And my favorite one, my favorite shirt, trying to remember what it said. It's teal and it has Mickey on it with rainbows, and it said something like believe you, basically just be who you are was the message, and I loved it so much.
Oh, I like that. I like that there's options. I like that they didn't just stick to like one print or one specific thing, that they kind of went across the board with it. And I like that they kind of incorporated some characters too, because I saw they had some like Star Wars Pride themed stuff specifically. So I thought that was kind of cool how they integrated that in as well with it.
Yeah, and they had Marvel too. And I was like, okay, I might get that.
Yeah, so you guys, if you're interested, check it out. We'll pop up the website for it too, also on Instagram or somewhere. We'll let you guys know.
Yeah, I loved the ears for America Chavez. You probably haven't seen it. You're not really a Marvel person, but the second Doctor Strange is where she's introduced, and she has two moms, so that's her tie into the community, and so they're giving her ears, and I love that.
Oh, fun. I'm just excited about this stuff. It's like you said, it's campy, it's bright, it's fun. It's going to be kind of cool to see around the parks, everyone wearing it, and just like, it's going to brighten and liven things up. It's going to be really cool.
Yeah, I'm excited to see everyone wearing it.
Me too. And they have pet gear, which is really cool too.
I saw that.
We can get something for Simba.
Oh, I don't know if they make things that big. We can buy him a t-shirt.
There we go. Okay, so keeping on gear, I saw that Walt Disney World, they are changing their name tags for cast members.
I saw that too. I saw a TikTok where I was watching them be made. It was really interesting. Yeah.
Oh, I haven't seen that. I want to see that. I just saw pictures of them, and they look cool, but I feel like the ones we had were cooler, unfortunately. And the reason why is because ours had gold on them. Do you remember? Like on the edge, it was gold stars.
Oh, like actual like shiny gold or the gold color?
Yeah, it was a shiny gold. So I was like looking at a picture.
Remember that. I'll have to pull mine out.
Yeah, I don't know where mine is. It's in a box somewhere, and I'm nervous which box it's in.
Same.
But I have a picture of it, and I have a picture when I was at Traditions where I got my cast member card, and then I got my name tag, and I have a picture of two of them together.
Oh, yeah.
So I saw that, and it's like everything was white. All the lettering was in navy. We had the castle up top, and then we had like gold stars on the sides.
Okay. I remember everything but the gold, so I'll have to pull mine out and take a look. And we'll post pictures of our name tags this week on Instagram as well.
Oh, and it's actually got some purple on it too. Can you see that?
Oh, okay. I never paid attention to the gold. I don't know
Me neither.
why.
And I never paid attention to this purple up here either.
Yeah.
yeah,
I thought it was honestly just white with like a line around the
Same.
edging.
same.
If
No, I
you-
did too.
If you had asked me to draw it or what it looked like, that's how I would have described it.
Maybe ours were different, but I don't see why they would make ours. The only thing I thought that was different was that mine just said the college instead of
Yeah.
the city. So, okay. Interesting. But yeah, I liked our old ones better. I mean, this one's nice. It's cool. I guess it's updated and it looks like it's from the picture, it looks like it's raised. Like if you touch it, it would have like a, what am I trying to say?
Like engraved or whatever.
Engraved, yeah, but not like the words. Like there's some stars on it, and it feels like the stars would be raised, and you could like feel them if you were to run your hand across it.
Oh, okay. No, I like this look. I don't know. Yeah, I guess updated is a good word.
Yeah. I mean, it's cute. It definitely gives a Disney vibe because it's got the stars that are catching against the grayish kind of background. So I don't know. Maybe I'm just biased because I liked ours better, but this is cool too.
Do you remember if you forgot your name badge, you were either Chris or Pat for the day?
Chris from Orlando.
So for the listeners, you had to wear a name tag if you were going to work that day, regardless if you left yours at home or not. And so if you forgot yours, you could go to the casting department and borrow one. But your name would either be Chris or Pat. I think I had a couple other names that were gender neutral. And
Mhm.
yeah, your hometown was Orlando.
It was always so funny. You always knew somebody forgot their name tag when you saw Chris from Orlando. What was even funnier is when you actually had a Chris from Orlando. And he was like, no, my name's actually Chris and I'm from Orlando. So bless his heart. Shout out to the actual Chris's from Orlando who work at Disney.
This guy I worked with before I knew him. And I saw his name tag was Pat. And he looks slightly younger than me. And I was like, what? There's no way his name is Pat. That's so bizarre. That was not his name. And then later I learned what Pat was.
They like scared us into not wanting to be Chris from Orlando, which was so funny because then when you would get there and you'd see like the seasoned like full-time cast members, like half of them would be Chris from Orlando. And you're like, wait a minute, why aren't you afraid of this?
So if you ever see somebody when you're at the parks and it says, Chris from Orlando or Anaheim, that's probably not their real name.
So keeping on with Disney World. So they started this year. They're doing a lot of good things at Disney World that I hope they start implementing over at Disneyland. They're going to do summer park tickets for Disney World. And they're going to be $99 for 4 days for all 4 parks, which is like, relatively speaking with everything is around, they say $396 is what the website says for all of it. And that's going to start May 23rd. What do you think? What do you think about this?
What I read, I just want to make sure I understand. It's 1 park per day, right?
From what I heard, or see, that's what I got confused by too, because what I read, it seemed like you could go to all 4 parks all days.
Like park hoppers?
Yeah, it seemed like it. But for $99, right? That doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to look at this again.
It says limit 1 admission per theme park and 1 theme park per day. So, I mean,
so it's for
it's still
park tickets.
Pricey, but also like I was thinking about yesterday, how just a few years ago, pre-COVID, my rent paying it by myself was less than what I'm paying half of right now. So prices have gone up on everything. So I guess in relative terms, this is a good deal. And then summer is kind of the busy season. So that's probably a good deal. I don't know.
I mean, I guess the thing for me here is I think relatively speaking, it is a good deal. I think you're getting 4 parks for $400. And I don't know what the park hopper pass at Disney World is right now, but I know Disneyland, if I want to go to the park as a park hopper, it's going to cost me about $300
for 1 day.
For 1 day.
Yeah.
So it may be a little bit less, maybe like $280, but still that's like right there at $300. And then Genie Pass service that I can't stop talking about, which is expensive, parking, merchandise, blah, blah, blah. My day gets expensive. So I think it is a good deal. I just think this is one of those things that I have a problem with because it's like I feel like this caters to a Florida native, and I feel like a Florida native isn't going to take 4 days to go to 4 parks. I feel like they're going to take their weekend or whatever. I don't know.
Right.
It just
And a lot of them have the annual passes already, so they can just
Yeah.
go whenever they want.
Exactly. So I wonder how good of like monetarily wise speaking, yes, I think it's a good deal, but I just wonder how good of a deal this whole deal package actually is.
Yeah. I mean,
Mhm.
I guess it just depends on who you are and what you're looking for.
That's a good point because I mean Disneyland does already have they don't have call it a summer package. It's like a year-round thing for California residents where if you guys want to go like 2 or 3 days, it's like 73 days to go like per day, like $73. Sorry, 73 days. Sorry, that was wrong. $73 per day to go. So it's just a little bit cheaper because there's less parks. So I think it's the same thing. And I think that's why I'm iffy on it because I already don't like that deal out here. So I think seeing this one for Disney World, it's there. It's for people who like it, but I just think I'm not the market. I'm not the person they're trying to target. So
Yeah. And my thing is too, or not Epcot, Animal Kingdom. That's only a half day park. Like they close at
Sure.
like 2 or 3 in the afternoon. So what do you do with the rest of your day? You normally would go to Epcot or Hollywood Studios. So
Yeah,
I'm kind of iffy there on that end.
that's a good point too. Yeah, you can't park hop with this, which is yeah, you kind of want to be able to do that. So it takes away a little bit of freedom for the cost efficiency. So I get where they're going with it. Some people will like it, so it's there for anyone who's interested. Who doesn't want to make it like a 2-day park day, who wants to spread it out. This is good for people who want to do that.
Yeah.
Okay, so moving actually let's stick it in Florida because I have a little bit about Disneyland, but let's stick it in Florida right now and we'll round back to the news in Disney. So DeSantis this week.
Oh,
I did
gosh.
some You know what? I've been staying out of him and his business because I don't want to get wrapped up in all of it, but I was reading about it this week and I got wrapped up into it because I actually kind of heard about some of the stuff that was happening prior to even hearing about what they canceled. So Disney had and still has plans to bring, I think it's what, $17 billion worth of properties and locations out to Florida over the next, I don't remember how many years.
I think
And
it
what
was within 5 or so.
was it 5?
Like within the next 5 years, I think.
$17 billion. That's insane. And so they had plans to actually relocate their Imagineering department from California, Glendale, out to Orlando. And it would have brought about 2,000 jobs out to Orlando. It was pissing a lot of Disney employees off, actually. Again, my aunt, she works for Disney corporate and she was kind of closely working with a bunch of these people who were getting uprooted. And she actually wasn't even sure if she was going to have to get uprooted and to have to move to Florida. So there was a lot of commotion.
I was going to ask because I remember you talking about that.
Yeah, huge commotion. So, yeah, this was a big deal that Disney was going to relocate them. And it was another $1 billion project that they were bringing to Florida. Well, DeSantis is just poked him a little bit too hard, and they took it back. So Iger and Demaro, is that how you say his name?
You got me.
His name's Josh Demaro. He's the Disney theme park consumer products chairman, and they decided to pull the plug on the 18th of May. They were scheduled for construction in Orlando at the cost of roughly $1 billion. It would have brought more than 2,000 Disney jobs to the region with a $120,000 a year average salary of each of these employees. And that was according to the Florida Department of Economic Opportunity. So, they did a study and they checked. The project near Lake Nona Town Center was supposed to cost $864 million, but the recent price estimates made it closer to $1.3 billion. Disney had planned to relocate as many as 2,000 employees from Southern California from the Imagineering department. I'm not going to repeat that. Which works with Disney's movie studios to develop theme park attractions. So DeSantis, you didn't want this in Florida. Why? You wanted to block this. Why? I think what was so funny was how snarky was his response, because I wasn't even looking for his response, but I guess because Google was like, oh, you're looking this up, we'll give you his response too. So his press secretary, Jeremy Redfern, told the local news outlets, this is great. I'm sorry. If you're a DeSantis fan, you're probably not going to be a fan of our podcast. I'm so sorry. Maybe stay and be a hate follower. We would still love that. We still love the hate follows.
Follow.
But we are not DeSantis fans here. So here's his response was, Disney announced the possibility of a Lake Nona campus nearly 2 years ago. Nothing ever came of this project, and the state was unsure whether it would come to fruition. He continued, given the company's financial straits, falling market cap, and declining stock price, it is unsurprising that they would restructure their business operations and cancel unsuccessful ventures. This was insane to me. Like, only an insane person would say this.
Yeah, I've been waiting to sound off on this. And, I got a lot of flack in the last week because we put up a reel of a clip from the podcast where I was talking about DeSantis, and DeSantis fans popped off. We got a great turnout, right? Press, or not press, but what is it? Reactions or whatever.
Yeah.
Engagement. We got great engagement on this post, so I'll take it. But wow. And the thing is, like, it's not even a political standpoint. Like, it has nothing to do with his views or anything. I guess that's what it stems off of with this war. But I'm just looking at it economically and from a business standpoint. Like, it's bringing in money.
Yeah.
Like, why would you want to, go to war with one of your biggest selling points for the state?
God, it's just why, and it's so funny how, it's just so funny how he still has his loyal stands.
Yeah.
We know what color the state of Florida is, so we don't have to say it here.
Yeah.
It
teeter-totters.
It does.
But the whole comment on the declining stock, I would love to know whose stock is not declining right now. I'd love to know.
It's just
they can call it whatever they want. We are in a recession right now, and it's going to happen. And it's going to go up, and it's going to go down, and it's going to go up. That's just how our world works.
It's just funny that was all he had to say. Very short and quipped, but very just like,
yeah.
It was like, and it wasn't even like he didn't even like get them with anything good. He was just like,
the economy.
He was just like, na 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 boo boo.
Yeah.
Can't stand this guy. He fights like an elementary school kid. That's how I see it. Like, and guys, we have like I said, I MLA. I don't know if you guys heard. I MLA formatted everything, so we have all the links. We'll post them up somewhere. So if you guys want to click and see where we're getting all our information, we're not pulling this. I'm not pulling this just out of my booty. I did research. We both did. So we'll post up our information so you guys can kind of see what we're talking about, and for the fun stuff too, for the parks and all that good stuff too. Okay, moving on from the politics and all the boring stuff. I'd say boring, but that was not boring. So moving over to the West Coast, California. So Disneyland also has plans to expand, which I thought was interesting. I was looking at their expansion plan. So it's called, what they're doing is called Disneyland Forward. And they presented their plans on, I think around the same time. It was like, what is it, Wednesday the 18th? Or that was Thursday. So Wednesday the 17th, they were presenting their plans to Anaheim, California. It would include new attractions, themed lands, and a possible third park, which could be really cool. So there's a lot of planning and proposals and sign-offs that they have to go through, obviously, to get any of this ball rolling. So proposals are set to go before the Anaheim Planning Commission this year, and then City Council sometime in early 2024. So I was looking, just because I live close to this. And there's a lot of like council meetings and different things that if you're in the area and you want to support or have an opinion, like you can show up and like speak at or be at.
You should do that since you live there.
I know. I'm like thinking about it. I'm like thinking, I was like laying in bed the other night thinking like maybe I should like
Even just to go listen to what other people are saying. You don't necessarily have to say anything, but
no, it's definitely something worth hearing about like what they're planning on doing going forward, and just like you said, opinions of what people think about it. Because looking at the plans, they have some area to grow because it looks like there's industrial area, but then I'm wondering if part of it is also some housing. I don't know. It's hard to see this map. It kind of confuses me where they want to go. And maybe it's me looking at it funny because I don't quite get it.
So this kind of sparks a creative question for me.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say Disney says, Amber, we're going to open up a park, a new Disney concept park, and you get creative freedom on what this is going to be. You get to decide and design it. What would you do?
Yikes. I don't even know where to begin. Like, what would I do as far as like trying to like figure out where the land is, or like what would I do as far as like what would I build?
Yeah, what attractions, what theme, given that we have everything we have right now, what would you do?
Coming from Disneyland versus like a Disney World, maybe some kind of like an Animal Kingdom like land, something like having like the Avatar land, things like that, because we don't have that out here. Also, I know they're talking about we don't have a water park either, so maybe a water park, but I don't know if
that's what I was thinking. You know what's funny is, so whenever we would go to Disneyland when I was a kid, we couldn't afford to stay at the Disneyland Hotel. It was always a dream, but we'd go across the street. I always would walk by there and we'd see like the pool and stuff. And I think they had a water slide. And I always just was like, oh, I wish I could do that, even though we were at the parks.
Yes.
Like, that was my dream.
No, it's a kid's dream. It is. There's something about seeing a water slide that fires a kid up. They love it. I mean, because back in the day, I loved a good water slide too. So yeah, I think like a good plan, which I think they are planning to do, would be like a water park. Because they're planning on doing like a water park resort type place to stay, like you were talking about. So I think that could be really interesting with like a lazy river or something. We don't have a lazy river. I would love the opportunity.
A good lazy river.
Oh, love it. So that, or like, yeah, maybe like an Animal Kingdom type thing. But I mean, I feel like it would almost, I don't know about the Animal Kingdom one as much.
Let's erase it. Like, it's not Disneyland, it's not in Anaheim, it's somewhere, wherever, and you could do anything. Actually, you could even pick the location.
Not even so much the location, but it would be actually really kind of cool, which I don't think would ever happen, would just be literally a lazy river moat around the entire park. So like if you want, and like inlets and outlets to go where you want it. And like if you just wanted to get off and walk, you could, but if you didn't, you just wanted to take the lazy river, you could just go around.
That's brilliant. That's brilliant. It's like the railroad, but the lazy river. That's brilliant.
Yeah. The only problem is I feel like there would be too many people stuck on it all the time and you wouldn't get anywhere. You'd just be sitting there. So it would kind of suck, but maybe you could have limits. Like the bracelets would have limits or something till you got to get out. Like, she's got orange. Orange is hour change. You got to get out. We're green bands now. People still wouldn't get out, but I don't know. That would be my dream. But again, anything to make it where I can be as lazy as possible, enjoying myself. So what about you?
What if we had a creepy Disney park? Like the spooky, I should say. Like Haunted Mansion and Nightmare Before Christmas and anything spooky, but obviously have its Disney not so spooky spin on it. But like just a whole theme park all year round.
Oh my gosh.
Focus.
Villain land. Villain land.
Yes. A villain themed land.
Oh, we just came up with an idea. Oh, I'm glad
Disney,
we
you
don't
can,
work for Disney.
I mean, they can have it if they'll create it. I'll go.
Right? Oh, that would be so cool. Because that way it would be a spot where, like, if you didn't want to bring your kids over there because you don't want to scare them, you don't bring them into that area.
Yeah, it's more of adult targeted.
Yeah. I mean, we've got Marvel. Why not
Brilliant.
villain? Oh, I love it. It's so funny because we
Brilliant.
were talking, it could go to California Adventureland at this point because Eric and we were talking and it was funny. I was like, so what is California Adventureland? And he was like, yeah, what is it? And I was like, I don't know. You tell me. You've lived here. Like, what does it mean? He was like, I don't know. They just wanted another park. So that's kind of the land of misfit Disney characters.
Yeah, California Adventure's interesting. I love it because as someone who grew up in California and got ripped away from it, it's cool to see all of the aspects of it. And you see like really the whole state, north and south of it, is really captured.
Okay.
Like what is it, the Grizzly Rapids or whatever.
Mhm.
And then I think they changed it now. It's just regular Soarin', right? That
I
is
think
Soarin' over California.
You know, I didn't go to California Adventure the last time I was
I'm pretty sure
there.
they've changed it and now it's just Soaring like it is in Epcot versus it used to be Soarin' over California. And it would
That's
take you over like the orange groves and you got a little bit of everything that California has to offer. And then you have the pier, which I mean, there's piers all over down the coast, but for
yeah.
me, I grew up going to the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk, and it really takes me back there.
You know the boardwalk in the I think it's called the Pacific Wharf area now, which that was like
Oh,
Finding
okay.
Nemo, right? That was Finding Nemo, right? Pacific Wharf.
I don't know.
Or was that I
That
don't
makes
know
me think
either.
of San Francisco though, with the Fisherman's Wharf.
Well, it's so funny you say that because they're changing it to the Big Hero 6 San Francisco or whatever, which was like the city in that movie.
I need to watch that movie.
Me too.
It seems like it's a really good movie. I haven't sat and watched it, but I really need to.
It looked cute, I'm not gonna lie. When I was looking up like what San Francisco, wow, that's hard to say. Where it came from, I was like, okay, this is like a cute idea of a movie. It's like this robot that just like runs around and is doofy and cute and he runs into things and he falls over. And I thought Pacific Wharf was it's Pixar related. I just don't know what.
Okay. And I feel
Uh
like there's so much Pixar. I
yeah,
hate to say that, but maybe they do a whole different Pixar land.
yeah, because there's Pixar Pier, which is like right there too.
That's okay. That's what it was the last time I was there.
That's what I remember it to
Just
be.
opened Toy Story Mania and they were working on getting all of that put together.
You know, I'm disappointed that they outcast Ariel to California Adventure.
Yeah.
It makes me mad every time. She's over there by herself. She's a princess. She deserves her right in Fantasyland just as much as anybody else. It always makes me mad that I have to go trek my happy booty all the way over there just to go ride one of my favorite rides.
I get both sides because like also she's by the water. There is how I look at it. But I see what you're saying. Like she is a princess in her own. Oh my god, I'm so excited to go this weekend to see that movie. Or I guess it's still the weekend.
Oh, you're seeing
next
it?
weekend. Oh yeah. Are you not?
No, I am. I just haven't gotten tickets to see it yet.
I
I
haven't
want to see
either,
it though.
but I'm going. I don't care.
Oh, oh, I'm excited. No, that's so funny. The same weekend you're going. So I finally got my annual pass or my magic key pass for Disneyland. Woo woo woo. And so comment below or wherever. Let us know if there's anything that you want me to do or see or try at Disneyland. If you guys know of anything that's going on, I'm going the weekend of Memorial Day weekend. Actually, I'm going that Saturday. So no, it wasn't. So it's so funny. It is now, I think. There wasn't any more left. So when you book tickets as a Magic Key holder, as long as there's park availability, it doesn't matter which park, you can still park hop as long as they haven't reached max capacity. So we got tickets technically to go to me and Eric to go to California Adventure all day, but it says that after 11 a.m. if you want to park hop, you can. So I'm like basically taking him and we're like gonna run over to Disneyland, the main park, and be like, we're here, let us in. So that way before they max capacity, we're already in. Because we'll be able to get back over to California, because that one doesn't really max out as much, I feel. I could be wrong, but I haven't seen that one max out. Yeah. Yeah. And so based on like that, I'm kind of thinking we'll start at Disneyland, we'll do our walk around, we'll munch through there. But then when I get really hungry, the good food, I feel like a good hearty meal is at California Adventure. That's where I want to go to get like a meal. Because I feel like their ODV is just better in their carts and stalls and everything. Yeah, and they do it seasonally, usually right down that main part of the pier, so that like anything new you can try as you're walking straight through. So I'm kind of excited to see like what seasonally they're putting out. So I'm excited. So we're gonna be Disney themed out next week. I'm excited. So we'll have much. I know. I wish you could too. I keep trying to get her out here, but she's been busy working, and her husband's super busy too. They're both working very hard. We're getting there. Yeah, I know. And I know you guys are going to be still kind of a few hours away from Disney, but we're going to try to make some treks out to Disney World when she moves. We're, it'd be so cool. That would be cool to have for both. Oh my God. Sorry, I'm busy taking a vacation. Are you vacationing or are you working? Yeah, it's a Disney day. I got to work. Sorry. Be too fun. But yeah, she's leaving me. She's leaving. I finally got out to the West Coast. It took me so long to get out here to come be close to her, and now she's leaving me. uh, oh, it is. It's expensive. Hence why I'm still trying to save up to get my own place. It's not easy. Yeah, I mean, it is, location. But it's okay. I mean, at least if you have people that are there, then you can come vacation there. It's like you'll be over on the East Coast, so I can vacation East Coast now, and then you can vacation West Coast. So still keeps it fun. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's not far. Actually, that's the last time what I did. I drove down to Tampa because my grandparents have a condo out there too. So okay, what do we have for our game today?
So we have
Did we do it? Did we find one? We didn't find one.
the birthday
Oh
cake.
yeah, duh.
You have our game. What are you talking about?
I'm looking on the outline for it and it's like right here in front of my face. Okay, so actually
Okay, jingle here.
So today I have a game. It's called so they called it the birthday cake game. We can call it like the how old am I, the birthday cake game. Anyway, the Disney princesses are known to have problematic birthdays just based on like the age based on their princes. It just seems problematic. I don't know who was writing these movies. We'll talk about it later. But I want to see if you can guess the 8 classic princesses ages.
Okay. I know a few. I don't know them all.
I'm going to do it out of order too, just to keep it spicy. So I've got 8 of them. So first one we'll go with is Mulan.
Oh gosh. That's a tough one. I don't know it. I'm going to guess 18.
Ooh, close. She's 16.
Okay. I feel like a lot of them are 16. I don't want to give a basic guess.
That's fair. Okay, we'll go Jasmine.
16?
15.
15.
You got that.
I think I knew that one.
You got that. You technically said it right as I was
Yeah.
about to say it, so we'll give that one to you. Check. Okay. Belle.
She's 16.
Ooh, 17.
You're right. You're right. You're right. Oh,
It's
now
okay.
I'm
It's
in my
okay.
head.
It's because they all are kind of closely the same age that it is hard to like kind of
Yeah.
gauge and guess. I know this one's kind of hard. Okay. I'll give you mine then. Okay, so Aurora.
It was her 16th birthday, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So she's
Yeah, so she's 16.
Is she 15 or 16? Because
They
they're
said she's
both.
16.
Okay.
Yeah, they said she was 16. Okay. Snow White.
14. I know that one.
Yes, she's the youngest one. She's the baby.
She's the baby.
Oh my God. Oh, I need to know how old that prince was now.
Prince Florian. Yeah.
Was that what his name was?
Yeah.
Florian? Oh my God. He sounds like a fettuccine Alfredo. Florentine. Or like a Florentine. Isn't that another is that a fish?
I have
Fish?
no idea.
I don't know. It sounds like food. Obviously, I haven't eaten and it's currently noon. So God, I have so many problems. Okay, so our our current princess, Ariel.
She's 16. I know that
She is.
one. Okay.
Oh yeah, because I remember actually thinking about it when you're 16 years
Yeah.
old, he yells at her.
Yeah. I just watched the live version yesterday.
Oh, okay. Sorry, back to the game. There's two more. So, okay, Cinderella.
Oh, that is one I don't know. I'm going to guess 17?
19.
19.
She was old.
What's she still doing with her stepmom then? Like, leave.
I was just gonna say the same thing. Why are you at home letting her abuse you? Go somewhere.
I don't know.
Okay, and last one. Pocahontas.
Okay, I know in real life she was 14, but I'm gonna guess 17 in the movie.
18.
18, okay.
Yeah.
So
So you were close, yeah.
they had to make her of age. So
Right.
I guess it's just Ariel and Aurora that are 16. Oh, and Mulan.
Yeah.
And then everyone else is different from each other.
Kind of, yeah. So we got Snow White at 14, Jasmine at 15, Ariel, Aurora, and Mulan at 16, Belle was at 17, Pocahontas was 18, and Cinderella was 19. At least that was based on the quick little Google search that I did.
Okay. Now I know. I'm so disappointed that I said Belle was 16. I knew she was 17.
Did you? I didn't. I mean, honestly, it's pretty sad. I forgot that it was even it's so funny that we had these two, Ariel and Aurora, that like, they were like, you're 16 years old. And I'm sitting here like, how old is she? Like,
yeah, I knew Ariel because of that line. I think that's one of the few that explicitly says their age.
Yeah. Which is so funny. It's just so funny. I actually am actually looking forward to seeing this Little Mermaid movie, the live action. Not that I wasn't excited, but now that I've seen the previews, it like amped me up even more to watch it because it looks good.
Her voice is so gorgeous. I listened to the soundtrack the other day and I was driving. Don't do it while you're driving. I was getting like chills. Her voice is so pretty.
I was in Target yesterday and I've already seen they made little like plush mermaid dolls and they had her with her braids and everything.
Aww.
And it was nice and inclusive and they had a Melissa McCarthy Ursula too. You could tell it was her. It was really cute. So I'm excited that they're doing this.
Yeah. It's good. I saw this reel of Jodie Benson, the original Ariel. And she was on I don't think it was technically red, but she was on the carpet with Halle Bailey. And they were like hugging and then just kind of like embracing each other. Like they had opened up the hug. I don't know how to describe it, but yeah. Jodie was just like talking to her and you can't hear what she's saying, but I'm sure she's saying like, I'm proud of you or like, you're Ariel now or something because just the looks on their face was just like love. and it was just a really sweet video. I posted it to our story, and it was just so cute.
I saw that and it was really sweet. I remember what you're talking about now. I love that it was almost like a passing of the torch, like it's your
Yes.
turn now.
Yeah, it was just beautiful. Like Jodie Benson will always be the OG Ariel, but it's so sweet that she's encouraging and other women taking on the role.
Yeah, it's nice. It doesn't like I feel like in the old like back in the day it was kind of like don't overshadow my role, but now it's kind of like no, pass it on. It's your turn. I had my moment. It's still there. It's a classic, but it's your turn to create your classic. So I
Yeah.
think that's a beautiful moment. I think I agree. All right, guys. Thanks for joining us for another episode of Two Finger Point. Be sure to like, subscribe, comment on any of our forums. We are on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, everything as Two Finger Point Podcast, and that's the number 2 TWO spelled out. So shout us out. Let us know your thoughts or just anything that you want us to know. I mean, let us know. We're everywhere. So come find us and catch us next week on Tuesdays for another Two Finger Point Tuesday.
Thank you for listening to today's episode. If you like what you heard, be sure to subscribe, rate, and review the podcast. You can connect with us on Instagram and TikTok by following Two Finger Point Podcast. That's the number 2 spelled out, TWO, Finger Point Podcast. If you'd like to hear your story, have a question, or even be a guest on the podcast, visit twofingerpointpodcast.com and click on our contact page. We'll see you next week for Two Finger Point Tuesday, but until then, have a magical day.